Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Renee. What's going
How
on
are you?
today?
Oh, great. We went shopping this morning and we ended up going to a big home store and buying lots of Christmas decorations.
Fun. Sounds like a good time.
It was, and then we came home and we put the Christmas tree up.
Yay. That's out of the ordinary, isn't it?
Well, the normal rules would be that you'd put your tree up 1st of December onwards, but we're just a little bit early.
So you're breaking the rules, huh?
I've got to admit, I never had a conventional. I didn't generally have conventional Christmases. We were more. My mother wasn't very good at timekeeping, so we often had Christmas dinner like really late. And when I got older, I'd go and stay with my mum again. And sometimes she'd say, "Do you want to do Christmas dinner today, or do you want to just watch, open the presents and watch TV and do, enjoy yourself?" And I'd go, "We can skip Christmas." And we'd just say, "Oh, let's just do what we want to do today."
That's
I,
cool.
it is. I think Christmas is for me, it's more about the holiday and the obviously being around family and that sort of feeling of reaching a pivotal time at the end of the year.
See, here in the US, Christmas is kind of associated with Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is like the kickoff for the holiday season here. And usually that's when the rule here is you can put your tree up or decorations up starting Thanksgiving.
Wow. So when is Thanksgiving this year?
It's this coming up Thursday. It falls on the last Thursday of every month.
Of
Not every
every
month, of
November.
every November.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it changes from year to year, but it's always the last Thursday of November.
Well, happy Thanksgiving for Thursday. Are you doing anything this year?
Me, no, my family's all out of state and no one's coming here. So I'll probably just visit the beach for Thanksgiving,
Lovely.
which is fine with me. It's my ideal day. So I'm not having any complaints about that whatsoever. It's amazing though how people don't like change.
Yeah, well, it's just winters, everything changes. I mean, we really notice the winter, and actually Christmas is always there's the winter solstice just before, and that's a big change, I always feel.
Yeah, it's like people are stuck. They're like you putting up your tree early. Some people would say, no, we can't put it up. We can't put it up. It's too early. We can't do that.
Mm.
And it's like, why? Why can't you just, because you want to do it, why just not go with the flow and do it?
I think this is my theory is that this is part of the human psyche that I guess that especially in Western society now, people are quite comfortable, and the more comfortable you are with your life or with routine or with the rules, the less likely you'll want to be to change them. I mean, I would say that the last 18 months, there's been a tremendous amount of change, but it still feels like there's a lot of resistance to me. Does it to you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And also, let me say that the changes are dictated. It isn't like people are
Yeah,
changing on their own, it's being dictated to you. Like the rules were made prior. It's the same people that made those rules are now dictating how your life is changing. And it's
yeah.
amazing how it's like the herd mentality where everyone just accepts that. Okay, that I said that they say this is how to do it, so let's all do it that way.
I think I think there's more when there is change. There's more comfort in changing because you're told to change, as in those are the rules, so let's follow them. Whereas I think I was given a special skill set because I had, as a child, everything changed, but so you never had a fixed dinner time, as in it was you sat down for dinner at this time every day. So I would sort of lived in this energy of don't expect things to be rigid. And as I've grown up, I feel the same. I don't like to say, oh, well, I'm going to get it up at this time every Saturday and do this. I don't like the routine that much. So I think that's helped me. So it makes me less resistant. So for instance, when something doesn't happen when it's supposed to, the expectations not there, there's still an expectation there, but it doesn't follow with disappointment because it hasn't happened.
Exactly. And usually when people hear change, they're like, right away, the first instinct, I think, is fear. It's like, change? Why are we changing? We can't change things. What will happen if we change? Where will this lead us? Well, why would we do this? How will we cope? All those things, I think, come in, which is really, to me, crazy, because it's like, why wouldn't you want to see if things could be different?
Yeah. I guess it starts with the mental energy, doesn't it, of adjusting your thoughts, because generally nobody likes a big change like moving house or changing jobs or changing schools. There's a lot of adaptation in it and adjustment. And I guess resistance is natural, and fear against change is more fear of the unknown, isn't it? Don't you think?
Oh, definitely. And fear
Yeah.
is good. Everyone thinks of fear as being bad, but really fear is good because it's opening you up. That change, even though you have the fear, it's opening you up to something new. If you never change, you never have that chance to experience something new.
Yeah.
It's like tell
I never
someone,
thought of it like that.
oh, change your routine. I can't change my routine. If I change my routine, what will happen with this? What will happen with that? Well, unless you do it, you won't know, will you?
Hmm.
And you might find it's for the better. And if it's not, you can always go back.
Yeah.
It's your choice whether you keep that change in your life or if you go back to the old way. But to
Yeah.
me, change is growth. Change is an opportunity for something new to show up in your life. Seriously. And I think that's why people get stuck, is because they're afraid of change. Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
you've heard this. How many people say, oh, I hate my job. I don't like my job. I wish I had a different job. But yet the fear of leaving their job is so great. They stay, even though they hate it. It's routine. It's boring. They don't like it anymore, whatever.
Hmm.
Seriously. And it's like, why are we staying there if we feel that way? Why isn't it worthwhile for us to step out of that box and try a new box?
I think the problem is that sometimes people look externally to what would happen if the external things change, but from my experience, and I'm sure from yours, Judy, that real change starts within.
Yes, it does. Everyone's change starts within. And I think that's the issue, is we all look outside for the change when the change is really inside. And until we
Yeah.
change from the inside, the outside won't change. So I think that's probably the thing to focus on for the day, for this
Yeah.
session.
In changing from the inside out.
Yes, it all starts inside, and then it expands outward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's really nice.
I think we'll come back to this conversation again sometime, Ruby.
Oh. I'm sure we will. There's no doubt, Renee. There, it can be brought up in many, especially resistance. That's a whole nother big one. Resistance. But this is
I'm
resistance
still,
to change. And
yeah,
it's that willingness. And that's the key. You have to be willing to go within in order to change outward.
I'm still working on resistance. I can't figure out, sometimes you do need that mirror to tell you when you're being resistant, because sometimes I don't feel I am, but I think it's there and I just can't tell.
Well, maybe you don't want to acknowledge it, because then that means you got to do something about it. That's what I find with myself. It's like owning it type of thing. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's food for thought. Change.
Yeah.
And the willingness to change, and be willing to change from inside out instead of expecting outside to change you within.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's call it a wrap on this one.
Okay.
Love you tons. Remember,
Yeah.
people, change can be the greatest thing that could happen to you.
Yeah. Wise words.
Thank you. Love to all.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Take care.